الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه وأهل بيته أجمعين، وبعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد أرسلنا رسلا من قبلك وجعلنا لهم أزواجا وذرية، وما كان لرسول أن يأتي بآية إلا بإذن الله، لكل أجل كتاب. صدق الله العظيم. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: يا معشر الشباب، من استطاع منكم الباءة فليتزوج، فإنه أغض للبصر وأحصن للفرج، ومن لم يستطع فعليه بالصيام فإنه له وجاء، أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. رواه البخاري في كتاب النكاح وفي كتاب الصوم. Prominent President of today's program, Grand Mufti of Maharashtra, Hazrat Mufti Azizur Rahman Sahib Damat Barakatuh, and dear all, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Marriage is a vast topic. Today, I'll try my level best to speak on two aspects: its benefits and the intellectual and far-sighted way to choose a life partner. The first is that it is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sunnah of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ra'd, ayah number 38, وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلًا مِّن قَبْلِكَ وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُمْ أَزْوَاجًا وَذُرِّيَّةً وَمَا كَانَ لِرَسُولٍ أَن يَأْتِيَ بِآيَةٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ لِكُلِّ أَجَلٍ كِتَابٌ. And we have sent messengers before you, and we have given them wives and children, and it is not from messenger to bring a sign without the will of Allah. For every time there is something prescribed. وعن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال: جاء ثلاثة رهط إلى بيوت أزواج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يسألون عن عبادة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، فلما أخبروا كأنهم تقالوها، فقالوا: وأين نحن من النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ قد غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه وما تأخر. فقال أحدهم: أما أنا فإني أصلي الليل أبدا. وقال آخر: أنا أصوم الدهر ولا أفطر. وقال آخر: أنا أعتزل النساء فلا أتزوج أبدا. فجاء رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال: أنتم الذين قلتم كذا وكذا، أما والله إني لأخشاكم لله وأتقاكم له، لكني أصوم وأفطر وأصلي وأرقد وأتزوج النساء، فمن رغب عن سنتي فليس مني، أو كما قال رضي الله عنه، أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. رواه البخاري في كتاب النكاح. Anas ibn Malik narrated, he says, 3 men came to the houses of the wives of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asking about the worship of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But after they were informed, they considered it little. Then they said, where are we from the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his past and future sins have been forgiven? Then one of them said, I will perform salah throughout the night forever. And the other said, I'll fast throughout the year and I won't break my fast. The third said, I'll keep away from wives, from women, and I will never marry. Then the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and said, you are the same people who said so and so. By Allah, I am the most submissive to Allah and the most afraid of Him, that I fast and break my fast. I perform salah at night and I sleep, and I also marry women. So whosoever doesn't follow my sunnah is not from me. This noble hadith makes it crystal clear that marriage has no contrast with piety, and it never opposes the fear of Allah. It neither impairs the services of the creator of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nor derails the propagation of any message, any mission. Because the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the greatest in all this, and his marriage didn't put any impact on his piety, on his closeness to Allah, on his social services, and the propagation of his mission. Dear brothers, to get married, it is quite sufficient for a Muslim to know that it is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sunnah of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No extra benefit is required to be mentioned for the aspiration of a Muslim for marriage. But to boost and enhance our faith, let's have a glance on some benefits of the sunnah of the marriage. The first benefit is that it is for the increment of Allah's slaves and their protection from end and destruction. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah An-Nisa, ayah number 1, يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. O men, fear the Lord who created you from a single soul, and He created from it its match, and He spread from the two many men and women. The second benefit is eternal provision of internal delight and peace. By the virtue of marriage, both husband and wife find tranquility in each other. It brings their souls unparalleled repose and energizes them to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Rum, ayah 21, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And it is among His signs that He created wife for you from among yourselves, so that you may find tranquility in each other. And He created love and kindness between you. Indeed, in this there are signs for people who reflect. Brothers, the lack of the protection of eyes from casting an evil glance and from immodesty is bound to plunge the individuals and societies into a hugely alarming and shockingly shameful amount of physical, mental and financial losses. But yes, of course, marriage is the most formidable shield for eyes from casting the evil glance and immodesty. Then it will automatically be the same from these losses. The beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said, "Ya ma'shar al-shabab, man istata'a minkum al-ba'a falyatazawwaj, فإنه أغض للبصر وأحصن للفرج ومن لم يستطع فعليه بالصيام فإنه له وجاء أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم رواه البخاري في كتاب النكاح وفي كتاب الصوم." O young men, those among you who can support a wife should marry, for it restrains eyes from casting the evil glance and preserves one from immorality. And those who can't should devote themselves to fasting, for it is a means of controlling sexual desire. Dear brothers, marriage is the eternal provision and permanent means of controlling and satisfaction of physical natural need. The beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said, إذا أحدكم أعجبته المرأة فوقعت في قلبه فليعمد إلى امرأته فليواقعها فإن ذلك يرد ما في نفسه. If a woman fascinates one of you and captivates his heart, he should go to his wife and have an intercourse with her, for it repels what he feels. The third benefit of marriage is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala establishes and builds human families and societies on the firmest foundation of ever-persisting love and affection, heart-touching cooperation, never-ending benevolence, and everlasting dedication and sacrifice for each and every member of the family and society, especially for his spouses. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Furqan, Ayah 54, وَهُوَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ مِنَ الْمَاءِ بَشَرًا فَجَعَلَهُ نَسَبًا وَصِهْرًا وَكَانَ رَبُّكَ قَدِيرًا. And it is He who created man from water, then made of him kinship of blood and kinship of laws. The fourth benefit is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides by marriage the gift of children who boost the delight of parents to an enviable and boundless extent. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the virtue of His Sharia, told the benefits of marriage. We have to remember that these far-sighted benefits, advantages and objectives are not going to be obtained and achieved unless we maintain the criteria in a life partner. But we have to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He Himself told the criteria of a life partner. The first one is belief, Iman, Islam. On this I have already spoken under the topic of objectives of marriage and interfaith marriage in Islam, which is available on YouTube. The second criterion is practice on the demands of belief. The third criterion is to be lover. The fourth criterion is to be prolific. The fifth criterion is to be affectionate with children. The sixth criterion is to be fond of their better upbringing. The sixth criterion is to be careful of the property of the husband and her modesty. And the eighth criterion is to be the obedient to the husband. There shall be glance on the pieces of the hadith. The beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is reported to have said, تُنْكَحُ الْمَرْأَةُ لِأَرْبَعٍ لِمَالِهَا وَلِحَسَبِهَا وَجَمَالِهَا وَلِدِينِهَا فَاظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ طَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم رواه البخاري في كتاب النكاح. A woman is married for four things: for her wealth, for her family status, for her beauty, and for her religion. Then marry a religious woman, otherwise you will be a loser. And he is also reported to have said, تزوجوا الودود الولود فإني مكاثر بكم الأمم أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم رواه أبو داود في كتاب النكاح. Marry the woman who is more loving and prolific, for I shall outnumber the people by you. And he is also reported to have said, خير نساء ركبنا الإبل الصالح نساء قريش أحناه على ولد في صغره وأرعاه على زوج في ذات يده أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم رواه البخاري في كتاب النكاح. The best women of those who ride camels are the righteous women of Quraysh, who are the kindest to their children in their childhood and the most careful of the property of their husband. Brothers, these are the criteria. It is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He told us the benefits of marriage and the criteria by which our marriage will be really pleasing, really successful. But now parents marry their children for only wealth or for the family status of a woman. And we ourselves, children, they choose a life partner only for one criterion, and that is beauty. But Allah has already taught that these criteria have to be maintained if the objectives of marriage are intended to be enjoyed. Otherwise, there will be a turmoil, abounding discord. If marriage is not performed, sunnah of marriage is not performed or performed, but without the maintenance of these criteria in a life partner, then the world will be full of all these turmoil and disturbances. The beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said, إِذَا خَطَبَ إِلَيْكُمْ مَنْ تَرْضَوْنَ دِينَهُ وَخُلُقَهُ فَزَوِّجُوهُ إِلَّا تَفْعَلُوا تَكُنْ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَفَسَادٌ عَرِيضٌ. When a person whose religion and character you like proposes to you, then marry to him. If you don't do, then there will be a turmoil in the land and abounding discord. So believers, before marriage, a believer must spend a considerable deal of time, seek and act upon the advice of parents and other elderly members of the family to find out a wife, a life partner who does possess these criteria. For this, we have to investigate, know the relatives of the expected and proposed wife, their practical examples, their conduct and behavior, with their life partners and the other relatives. If I follow marriage is conducted, then tomorrow, may Allah prohibit, a person will say, I failed. My marriage failed. It is not successful. Both the advice, views of parents and children are to be put into a delicate consideration. If the criteria which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told are mentioned, and marriage is conducted, the sunnah of marriage is performed, only to obtain the objectives which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, then inshallah our marriage will bring us pleasure, delight, never-ending dedication and sacrifice for each and every member of the family and society, especially for his spouses. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah.